So when do you need to update your will or trust? Hi, I'm Claire Langton Yanowitz from the Yanowitz Law Firm, where we help families protect what matters most. Okay, let's get started. So this is one of the most common questions I get from clients when they are signing their estate plan. When do I need to consider updating my plan? And so in this video today, I'm going to talk to you about various different triggering items that cause you to need to update your plan. So first, um, if you have moved since you originally created your plan, that can be a good reason to come in for an appointment. We want to make sure that your home is titled in a way to avoid probate if possible. And we also probably want to update your address in various documents like the power of attorney, healthcare directive, and certificate of trust. And if you have listed powers of attorney or healthcare directive agents, if they have moved, like you've listed your son or daughter to act in this role and they've changed locations, we'd want to update their address as well. If somebody has new phone numbers, like they've added a cell number or they don't have a home phone number anymore, we can update the healthcare directive for those new contact informations. Now, it can be important to update your estate plan if the people named in your plan have passed away. We want to ensure that, if you are giving, $10,000 to your brother and he's no longer with us, what happens to that $10,000 now that he's deceased? Does it go to his kids? Does it go to someone else? Does it just lapse and that money gets put in the remainder pot with all the other people inheriting? So we want to make sure that's going to go in the way that you choose to want it to go. If you or your spouse have been diagnosed with a serious medical condition, that is a good time to meet. If someone has been given a dementia diagnosis or only has maybe a few months or years to live, that's a good time to come in and just, we like to go over your assets at that point to make sure that you're going to avoid probate. We like to know how things are titled so that we can give recommendations on things you can do to lower any taxes. And then also we want to get things set up so that in the event someone does become incapacitated, their family can most easily step in and help them, hopefully without any court intervention. It can be helpful to come in for an update after you've retired. Generally, there is some change of your assets upon retirement, and you might lose some life insurance through your work. You might have elected how you're going to receive your pension as a lump sum or an annuity payment. So there's some decisions that are often made at the time of retirement that affects people's finances. And so that can be a good time to come in and do a checkup. If you had your estate plan done when you were young, when you had little children, and now those children have grown up, that can be a good time to change your plan in the event you want to start including your children in your estate plan. Now you want your responsible adult children to act as your successor trustee. You want them to make medical decisions if you cannot do that. So you want to start naming, the next generation in your plan. Maybe you have had additional children since creating your will or trust. Oftentimes, we draft wills and trusts very flexibly so that if you do have future children, that doesn't usually create a problem with the will or the trust. However, with some beneficiary designations, you might need to update them to include future born children. On the other side of that is if you happen to have a child pass away, it's important to revisit as well. People want to do kind of all sorts of things when their children pass away. I see some people want to give money to their child's spouse. Some people want to make sure they provide for their children. Some people want to give more money to the deceased child's children. So that can be handled many different ways. Now, if there has been a change in your marital status, you have gotten divorced, you've gotten remarried, that's a good time to come in and talk to us. Also, if someone in your estate plan has had a marital status change and they have changed their last name, it's helpful for us to annotate that within your documents that they have a new last name. Let's see here. If you have inherited a large sum of money, or you've just won the jackpot, I suppose. But sometimes when people's parents pass away, they may get a new chunk of money. We want to make sure that's titled correctly. Depending upon how much people have in assets, that might require us to draft a different sort of plan for them. If you have purchased new real estate, that can be a good time to go in. We want to make sure that that's titled correctly so that you won't trigger probate in another state. And if you have started a new business, that's a good time to evaluate your estate plan. We want to make sure that if you were to pass away, that business continues to run smoothly and that business hopefully doesn't trigger probate at your death. So thank you for your attention. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. Our number is 507-252-8997, and we can be also emailed at info@yanowitzlaw.com. Thank you.